Let me guess, you're here because you had an eye-watering moment in the groomers when you realised just how much it was going to cost you to maintain your dog's coat every year. So you went straight on Google and bought yourself a set of the Pedigree Pro clippers from Masterclip and a set of guides. And now you want to know how to use them? Well, you're in the right place, I'm going to show you. Before we get started, let's go through everything you will need for grooming your dog, and then I will show you how to use everything. This is my lovely model Lola. She is a very big Labradoodle. They don't usually come this big, but she's the biggest one we do, and I thought a great example for this video because obviously getting a dog like Lola groomed can be very expensive. So I thought it'd be a great model to show how to give this dog a groom and keep her nice and tidy. So this is everything I will be using today. You can buy the clippers in a set, and this one comes with a 3mm, a 6mm, a 10mm and a 13mm guide. The clippers themselves come with a 10 blade. These scissors come in a set of 4. You get the bullnose scissors, the thinning scissors, straight scissors and curved scissors. You'll also need nail clippers, a slicker brush and a comb. So where the nail is, you can see the vein there, and you want to cut above there so you don't cut the vein. So next you want to take out your bullnose scissors, as you want to pull the hair so it's standing on end between the pads, and then you just want to go and trim everything level with the pads. So next I'm going to trim the hygiene areas and the armpits of the dog. For that I'm going to use a 7 blade on the clippers. This is how you put the blade onto the clippers. You just want to slot them on like so, make sure they're straight and then snap them on very firmly and then turn them on and make sure that the blade is running nice and smooth. You do not need to touch these screws at any point during the groom. You go in and clip the hygiene area of the dog. So put your clippers in the fastest setting and then just clip underneath. Just be super careful of the thin skin underneath the armpits. Take the 7 blade off, and to do that you just press this up here and then pop it off like that. And we're going to put the 10 blade back on, and then to put the 3 guide on, which is what we're doing her body and legs on, you see these little hooks, they hook onto the back of the blade, and then you just push over so they are on top of the blade. Just make sure they are definitely firmly on, because the last thing you want is that coming off. You'll literally take your dog down to the skin. Okay, so now we get to start clipping the coat. You'll want to have your comb or your slicker brush handy just to lift the hair up very lightly, so all the hair's sort of standing on end and you get a nice, smooth, even clip. You want to hold them like this, but obviously don't be afraid to change the way you're holding them as you do different parts of the dog. So you just want to go and you want to put like a medium pressure on. So you want to be leaning the weight of the clippers onto the dog's body, and you want to have the guide flat to the dog's body like this, and then just follow the hair in each direction. You don't want to be cutting across because you'll cause lines. You want to be following where the hair grows. If you feel that the clippers aren't catching all the hair, you can just take your slicker brush and just lift the hair up a little bit, and then you'll end up taking a little bit more off and just getting a nice even finish. If grooming your dog at home is something you're planning on doing regularly, I would definitely recommend getting a little table. It will just save your back and make the job a whole lot easier. They can be a little bit awkward when you're trying to do their legs, and they will try and pull their feet out of your hands, and they just like to make it difficult for you, but you've just got to hold the leg and just fluff up the hair as much as you can, because obviously it's quite a bony area. The clippers do struggle a little bit to get a smooth clip on the first try, so just keep fluffing the hair up and then going over the same spots until you get a nice even finish. Exactly the same with the back leg, just fluff the hair up and don't be afraid to pick the dog's foot up just to be able to get round to each side, because obviously doing their feet can be quite awkward. So for doing their neck, you want to feel where the back of the head is. So they have like a little bone on the back of their head there, and that's as high as you want to go when you're doing the neck. So you want to feel for where that bone is and start from there. Give it a little feel. So it's there, and I'm going to go from there. And I do that with every dog, even though I've been grooming for like 10 years. I do that with every dog, just to make sure that I'm not going too high on the neck, because it looks crazy when you do that. And just go under the ear and around the neck. Yeah. No. You want to be super careful with these folds of skin. Obviously, you don't want to catch these folds of skin in the clipper, so you just be super careful not to do that. So now you have finished clipping your dog's body, you want to take your 10 blade off your clippers, take your little pot of oil that come with the clippers, and you want to oil your clippers. This prevents your clippers from becoming stiff and also becoming too hot as well. So we're going to push the blade like that. Do not push it all the way out, because this little thing will come off, this little plastic bit, and you'll find it really hard to get on. So just push it most of the way out. You want to pop the oil down this little groove here and on these little bits here. So the 4 guide is the orange one, and this is the 13mm guide. And like we did before, we're just going to snap it on like that. You've been such a good girl, Lola. Keep with the grain of the hair as much as you can. So obviously the grain of the hair changes a lot on the head. You're coming this way, you're going that way, you're going this way. This one's going forward, so you've just got to stick with it the best you can. So I like to start here and I just go at an angle to the left, and then I just follow it round to the back like so, and just try and follow the grain of the hair as best as I can so I don't cause any lines on the head. Come a little bit over the tops of the ears, but not too far, but you don't want the ears to look like they're sitting on top of the head, so you don't want to come down the ears just a tiny bit just to blend them out. I like to pick the ear up out of the way and come down the side of the head like this. And just take all that weight out of the side of the head there. Off of Lola's face. Give it a good comb through, make sure there's no knots. And just at an angle like that, just snip off the hair. And at the same on this side as well, just going down. And then I just like to curve that point that we've just made so it's nice and soft looking. Just want to brush their eyebrows forward and take your fitting scissors, and from the corner of the eye you want to scissor like that in a straight line to create a nice arch around the eye. Okay, now for the beard and under the ears. So if we can get it to look this way, that would be really good. So you want them to close their mouths for this bit, so you might just have to like hold their mouth closed a little bit. Lola. That's it. Good, good. You just want to comb everything down. Oh, lost my little thumb bit. And then just scissor the beard nice and straight. It's like doing their head and their feet can be quite awkward because they don't tend to want you to hold their faces. But just do it nice and quickly and it doesn't bother them for too long then. And you just want to scissor out any harsh lines that you might have made with the clipper down here. Once her face is done, you want to go in and trim the ears using the curved scissors. Give it a comb, make sure there's no knots. Make sure they've got their head nice and straight, and then feel for where the bottom of the ear is. So the bottom of her ear is above my thumb there. So you just want to make a mental note of that, and then just trim under there. Trying not to cut the ear. Go in with the thinning scissors and just use the thinning scissors where I've cut, just to give it a more of a natural look rather than just a blunt cut. So now we are going to sort out her little Grinch feet that we've got going on here. Thinning scissors and straight scissors. Again, you want to lift the foot up, give it a good combing out, and then you want to just very carefully trim around the edges. Make sure to feel for the feet and the nails before you start trimming, because the last thing you want to do is cut the foot. With the thinning scissors, and just tidy any bits up, any long bits. Are you a good girl? Yeah. Oh, she's gorgeous. Oh, she's a gorgeous girl. Oh, she's so good. What a good girl. Hey, yes you are.